And we're praying that God will use the Amazon project like a snowball. And that this cycle will just keep repeating itself over and over again until it gets so big that the Amazon region has been reached with the gospel of Jesus Christ. So that in a nutshell is the Amazon project. That's what we went down to Brazil to start about 25 years ago. We started from scratch, and God has raised up this vibrant ministry for his honor and glory. It's just been fantastic to have a front row seat to see what God is doing in the Amazon. So we appreciate your prayers for that. Now, some of you, when you hear about the Amazon, you're thinking, man, this guy probably lives in a hut. So I want to want to let you know, Belém, like I said, is a city of 2 million people. We live just outside of this building. This is our house. This is where we live. This is where Josh grew up, okay? This is an aerial view of our campus. So it's a large campus, different views of our campus here. And then this is our campus where our boat ministry is based out of. So we have two main campuses, one in Belém, one near a city called Itacoatiara. So just for you to have a perspective of what this means, okay? So when I want to go from where I live in Belém to where our boat ministry is happening, I take a commercial airline for 2 hours from Belém to Manaus, flying over nothing but jungle and water, okay? When I get to Manaus, another large city of about almost 2 million people in Manaus as well, I catch a bus and I go for 4 hours to a town called Itacoatiara. In Itacoatiara, we go to our campus there and we get on one of our boats, and then we go 12 hours by boat to the communities where we're working, okay? So we're talking about remote locations in the middle of the Amazon, okay? So it gives you a perspective of what we're doing. And what we do when we go there is we get to a community much like this one, a small group of people, 30, 100 people, some of them maybe 500 people. But in these communities, we arrive and we start with our evangelism boat that just introduces them to the gospel. Then we have this boat that we use to service the missionaries that are living in these communities, taking work crews and so forth like that come down to help us out. And then this is a boat that we use for the floating seminary to take professors that do the module seminaries out to train the local leaders. And so this is a typical missionary house. We use solar panel for them. This is a typical river community house. The people live there basically off the land from fishing. We have all kinds of different fish that maybe aren't very familiar to you. This one I think is the one that swallowed Jonah. We caught that one. Some big gators, different wildlife that we have there. The main staple of the diet is manioc. This is preparing manioc. But when we're in these communities, like I said, we're doing youth ministries, we're running camps. This is our camp dormitory. Everybody brings their own bed. It's called a hammock. It's under a roof. That's all we need for camp. And we're teaching them to know the Word of God, introducing them to the Word of God, so that churches can be planted. And they're being trained. This is a floating seminary. This is the first graduating class from our floating seminary. These are people from river communities who have trusted Christ and are now leading in their communities. This is our staff where I serve in Belém. And then this is the staff that is serving the different missionary communities in the river communities as missionaries. So pray for the Amazon project. We have, by God's grace, done a lot. But there is so much still to be done as we continue to evangelize and disciple young people, train them to be missionaries, then help them plant churches, and then repeat that cycle.